Hello YouTube, this is a C5 and I'm doing a review over the Colt 1903 Pocket Hammerless. Now, some things to mention: this is a discontinued gun. It's no longer in production. Well, there was a caveat to that, but this particular gun is discontinued. Colt has released a remake of it. It says it's a Colt 1903, but it's a newly made gun made by a third party. So it has Colt's name on it, it has all the markings, but it's not actually made by Colt. This is a genuine Colt made in 1920. For those of you who don't know, if you own a Colt firearm, you can type it into the serial number database on Colt's website and it'll tell you when it was made. So this was a 1920 vintage, and this is the Colt 1903 Pocket Hammerless, which is a little bit deceiving by the name. This was considered a pocket pistol back then, and as you can see, it's pretty massive as far as what we consider pocket pistols. But yeah, I just got back from the range, thought I'd do a review over it and talk about it. Now, I'm going to do a field strip video at the end of this video. In my initial video where I just talked about owning a new gun or getting the new gun, I didn't field strip it in that introduction video, but I'm going to do a field strip at the end of this video, and then I'm going to have a separate field strip video. So look forward to that, because this thing is a little bit tricky to field strip. Now, you know, in my videos I like to get the stats and specifications out of the way before I start the actual review. So the barrel length is depending on the model or the series or type, is 4 inches or 3.75 inches, and the length is 7 inches or 6.75 inches. It's made in Hartford, Connecticut. This is an American-made gun, and it weighs 24 ounces. Pretty heavy for a pocket gun. Now, this is the 32 ACP variant. There was two 1903 Pocket Hammerlesses, and one of them is 42 ACP and one of them is 380. Usually when people refer to the 380 version, they call it the 1908. The 1908, because that's when that variant was first produced. But Colt never called it the Colt 1908. They called it the Colt 1903. But if you hear someone say Colt 1908, they're talking about the 380 version, which would be the version I would prefer. But historically speaking, this is the most popular variant. I guess it's because you get to hold more rounds, which is like a 6 or 7 round magazine. I don't have that in my notes. But it's 32 ACP. And this was the premier concealed handgun of its time. It was very famous with many people. Al Capone carried one. His accountant carried one. John Dillinger was found with one after he was shot and killed. Bonnie Parker used one of these guns to break Clyde out of prison by taping it to her thigh. So she was a very little woman, and she was able to conceal this. And George S. Patton, probably one of the more famous people who carried this gun, shot at a German airplane with one. Not that it would do anything to the airplane, but it was kind of his way of, you know, being larger than life. So it was a gangster gun. It was actually a military gun. This gun was issued to general officers, and if you were like a combative, you're going into battle, you're going to be in the battlefield, you get a Colt 1911. But if you're a general officer, you need a pistol to show your rank, and for just in case you need it for self-defense, if you just happen across a violent situation, you are given one of these. And one of the perks was that you get to keep this gun. This particular one is not a military issue gun. It doesn't have those markings, but you can still find them with the military issue markings on them, and depending on the condition of the gun, they range anywhere from $600 to $700 all the way up to over $1,000. Now, some things to take note with this pistol: has a manual safety and a grip safety. The manual safety will not go up unless you cock it, and it's pretty easy to drop that safety. it doesn't have a positive detent. You can hear it moving, but it doesn't like suck in or suck out like a detent on a knife, on a folding knife. But it's easy enough to push that safety down. It also has a European style heel release for the magazine. And there's the magazine. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7-round magazine. Plus 1 in the chamber was 8. Let me take that magazine out real quick and show you that there was nothing in the magazine, nothing in the chamber. Now this is something kind of interesting I found out about this gun. It doesn't necessarily lock open, but it does have a slide lock on it. And I noticed this while I was shooting it today. If I put the magazine in part way and hit it, it drops the slide. Now, it never stripped out a round from the magazine when I did it, because that would happen. I'd be like, oh crap, yeah, I guess it's loaded now. And I would go to shoot it when it shoots. So I'd actually have to rack the slide to actually get it to feed a round into the chamber. Also, what else? As you can see, one of the downsides to this gun is its sights. They're very sparse, not very easy to pick up. And the very fine sights. You got a very thin notch and a very thin blade. Let's see if I can line that up. And so that's interesting. There's the gun. Okay, some cool things about this gun other than its history. You can go on eBay and you can still get holsters for these guns. In fact, I bought a holster at Academy that's a universal holster that seems to work out really well. It's an Allen. But you can still get holsters for these on eBay. You can still get custom grips for them on eBay, like G10, Burlwood, Micarta. You can get all kinds of grips for them, all kinds of holsters for them. And I've seen them on eBay on a regular enough basis that, you know, it seems that people are still carrying this gun. And it's often been said that this gun is the most comfortable gun to hold in the hand. I haven't held I haven't held a lot of guns in the hand, but this is definitely very comfortable. It's very thin. It has some heft to it. It feels good, but I'm not saying that it's the most comfortable gun, because there's probably one that's a little bit more comfortable. I just don't know about it, but it is extremely comfortable. At least for its time, it's probably a very comfortable gun. A lot more comfortable to hold than the C96 Broomstick Mauser, I bet. I'm going to show you my target, and for those of you who are not subscribed to my channel, the people who subscribe to me know that I have some kind of neurological disorder where I have shaky hands, and I also don't shoot a lot. I need to shoot more often than I do. It's just I don't have a whole lot of money to go shooting on a regular basis, so I'm out of practice and I'm a little bit disabled when it comes to shooting. I'm not the best shot, but hopefully more training will fix that problem. But I'm going to show you my target, and the main point I want to make by telling you this is that the gun is probably a lot more accurate than I am, but shooting this target with the groups that I have, I was able to learn a little bit about my shooting ability and you know, how I shoot this gun. So here's the target. First we'll start off at the head, and what I did was I did head shots and I did gut shots. The reason is I'm shooting, my groups are so big, I don't want my groups to intermingle and get too busy, so I wanted a space in between my the first stock 2 or 3 magazines and the second 2 or 3 magazines. I think I shot 50 rounds on this particular target, and there was another target that I just blew away. But my headshots, I noticed I was hitting kind of low, and I was hitting kind of the chin and neck area. I got 2 shots that you can confidently say were in the head, and I got 3, 4, 5 hits that were outside of the orange. And I got one in the shoulder. But yes, I'm hitting a little bit low with this gun, and that might be me, not the gun. But I thought, since I have the target, I might as well show it to you. And the gut shots. As you can see, my gut shots have a very wide grouping on them. Then my headshots were a little bit more tightly grouped. I don't know, it's because I was focusing more, I don't know. But out of the 50 rounds I shot at this target, a little bit over 30 of them hit the orange. So definitely need a lot more practice, but not too bad for shooting for the first time in probably a year. Definitely need more practice though, but that's my target. Please don't laugh at me. I am still learning when it comes to proper shooting fundamentals and, you know, controlling the gun and such. So that's my target. Let's see what else. It's a single action only gun, so that means you have to cock it in order to pull the trigger. And you have to cock it actually to put it on safety too. It's been mentioned both the Israelis and the Shanghai Municipal Police didn't carry these with one in the chamber. They carried just with a full magazine and nothing in the chamber, and they didn't trust the safeties on these guns. They didn't carry them cocked and locked. So what they would do is they would walk around, treble started, they'll draw it out of the magazine, then cock it, and then they're ready to shoot. So a lot of people hate on people who don't carry one in the chamber, but if you don't trust your gun safety, I'd say, well, yeah, go ahead, carry it in that condition. If you feel more comfortable in it. It was good enough for Fairbairn Sykes. Those are two different people, and it was good enough for the Israelis, so it should work for you as well. But I think I don't know. I'd have to do a little bit more practicing and stuff to see if I trust that safety or not. But it seems to be relatively safe. I mean, you can hear it going up and down. Listen. It's just a little mushy. It doesn't have a strong detent. Now, I'm about to field strip this gun. Field stripping it is a lot easier than reassembling it. And you may think that this is the takedown notch. In fact, it has an arrow right there. I don't know if you can see it. There you go. But as you can tell, the barrel doesn't spin. This particular mechanism, the barrel has to spin to unscrew it from the frame. So usually what I do is I push it back as far as I can. I grab it in this grip, put my fingers on the tip of the barrel, and then I slowly release my grip until the barrel turns. And there you go. You got your lower with the spring, and you got your barrel, and you can get that barrel out. I don't know if I'll be able to do it on camera. There we go. There was the barrel. And I was told or taught, let's see if I can do this on camera. And there we go. I was told to spin it where the grooves are facing up. You do that. Then you line up the slide in the spring. Oh, almost kinked my spring. That's no good. And then you push it all the way back, and I do the same thing in reverse order. Grab the barrel, spin it, and there you go. You got your field stripped and reassembling. In fact, that was the easiest I've ever field stripped and reassembled this gun. It's given me a lot of hell in the past, because when I first got this gun, I haven't shot it, but I was getting familiar with it, and I was field stripping it, putting it back together, and I forgot to show you the hammer. But I'll show you it actually has a shrouded hammer right here. So yeah, I guess I need to field strip it again because I want to show you that. I'm going to do it behind the thing. There you go. There's the hammer right there. And there you go. Now let's see if I can field strip or reassemble this. There we go. I'm getting good at it. So I'm getting a lot better at it than I was. So that's the gun itself. I I've tried filming this video several times. I can't remember what I've said in all those takes, but this one was made in 1920, and you can go on Colt's website, and they have a search engine where you put in the serial number, and it'll tell you how old your Colt is. So if you own an old Colt or a new Colt and you want to know how old it is, you just type it into that search engine and it'll tell you the age of that gun. And I think that's a pretty cool service. This one is made in Hartford, Connecticut. It's a John Moses Browning design. In fact, I got kind of the little brother to it. This gun right here was the FN model 1905, 1906. And it does have some ammo in the chamber, but not in the magazine itself. But it takes down the same way as this Colt. Both John Browning designs, very similar, but this is not a hammer gun, this is a striker fired. So, two very cool guns. I'm happy that I own the two of them. That one was made in pre-1910, so it'd be anywhere between 1905 to 1909, I think. It's the first variant. Oh yeah, something I forgot to mention on this one. I want to drop the magazine. This does not have the magazine disconnect. Some of them do. As you can see, no magazine. It still fires. So that's cool. Not that that's a big issue with a gun that has a hill-mounted release. You're not going to accidentally drop that. But it's nice to know that if something freaky happened, you can still fire this without the magazine. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm a Satsu 5, and I'm out.